At the beginning of the season, October 29th to be exact, I uploaded a video about the Lakers. It received mixed reviews because the Lakers still seemed like a team to win it all. I made some predictions that ended up being spot on, but I also missed some things that I think need more attention. So let's dive in and see exactly what happened with this Lakers team. Now we can start off with the obvious take that's even in the title itself. I predicted the Lakers would fail this season. I didn't specify that they would miss the play-in, but I knew that they would be a first round exit at the max. In the video, I broke down the broad reason being LeBron James. To be more specific and give a brief summary on what I said, I basically presented the idea that because LeBron James is such a high caliber player, the Lakers tend to revolve around him more than their actual coach, Frank Vogel. Now you may be asking, why would this be an issue? Well, with LeBron not being formally in a coaching role, but rather taking on that coaching responsibility, LeBron strips the power from Vogel and does what he thinks is best for the team, or rather what he thinks is best for him, which isn't always the best option. Back when I made the video, I don't think that was much of a secret that LeBron held the power in LA. But now we have even more proof of him looking at a clipboard and yelling from the sidelines as if he was wearing a suit rather than a jersey. With all the star power that is on the Lakers as well, it's harder to control egos when you're a player yourself or also get wrapped in the egos, which was my issue with Doc Rivers in this other video I made. Now that the season is over, we've seen that in games. These highlights show exactly the problem that I discussed. As the season progressed, we saw more and more of what I stated in the video. If you look at these highlights, the pace of the game seems slow. The players are jogging and unenergetic. The players also seem lost and uncoordinated, leaving players open or not defending well. This goes back to what I said earlier. Without LeBron on the floor, the Lakers have no idea what to do. It becomes a question of who's the first option, second option, or even the third option, when with LeBron and AD, that answer was pretty obvious. With so many players, it would appear to a more casual fan that this adds great depth to the bench, perfect for injuries like the ones we've seen with LeBron and AD. Except, the problem, to put simply, is more of a problem of too much depth, again without an obvious leader. The communication on the floor is almost non-existent, as no one knows who to play through as LeBron yells on the sideline, still trying to play coach. Now the Lakers are trying to fix the problem by possibly firing Vogel for the next season. This won't necessarily be the perfect end-all solution, but possibly an improvement. Again, the Lakers need a coach that actually uses his power and stands his ground, rather than letting the stars take over, exactly as I said before. They need someone to lay down the hammer if called to. The Lakers already have this, just in the wrong place. Phil Handy has been the assistant coach for the Lakers and for the Cavs. This means he already has experience handling LeBron and other stars, being on the sideline with Kyrie, Kevin Love, and LeBron in 2016. In the past couple months, videos have surfaced of him telling LeBron, "I'm the coach, get over it," which is exactly what this team needs. In my personal opinion, moving Phil Handy to head coach would improve the current Lakers situation and fill the gap that they currently need. On the other side of things, the Lakers' defense is lacking. I originally thought that offense would be the Lakers' main issue, with all the issues I've explained above with communication, as well as obviously Russell Westbrook's turnovers and spacing. Offense is still an issue with, again, the communication of who to play through, but there's also miscommunication on the defensive end. These problems still have a similar root. Again, in these highlights without LeBron on the floor, Lakers clump together, leaving players on the other team open. There's no communication on the play. Also, while the Lakers picked up players known for their defense, like Dwight Howard with 3 Defensive Player of the Years, they also got rid of players like Alex Caruso, who added a big defensive edge to the Lakers. These players that they picked up, like Dwight Howard as well, despite having these awards, aren't in their prime anymore. For further proof of this, you need to look no further than the numbers. There were still fans holding out hope for Austin Reeves, who looked like he could pick up at least some of the slack left from Caruso. But instead, Reeves has finished the season with a 116.3 defensive rating, which is only a 0.1 point better than the worst defensive rating of a team this season, with the Trailblazers at 30 with 116.4. The Lakers as a team themselves with this new roster dropped from the team at the very top with the best defensive rating last season to the 21st, near the Nets, which is another failed super team I also made a video on. The Lakers' biggest problem right now is the same as I said at the beginning of the season: finding a leader to take up the mantle to control the new roster of stars they've acquired if they don't get rid of those stars, which they very well might. I think that either way, promoting Phil Handy the head coach would solve the power struggle in LA. The Lakers also need to find a way to fill the vacuum caused by skills they lost, such as defense. Without making changes like these, I don't see how the Lakers can improve. They'll just keep making the same mistakes they did this season that even a small basketball YouTuber like me saw coming. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. I would really appreciate it if you shared the video around and subscribed if you enjoyed. Y'all did that on one of my most recent videos and it ended up getting over 4,000 views and I gained 50 subs. So it really does help a great deal and I can't thank you guys enough for that. So again, like and sub, and most importantly, share the video around. I'm trying to hit 500 subs by the end of the year, and last month we were only on 221, and now we are at 280. So sharing makes a big difference. Anyway, enough of the shoutouts. I love you guys, and thank you so much for the support on my recent video, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. And I hope to see you in the next one.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.